welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. And if you have seen the videos, you know that we've been working on plows just in case this spring we get the urge to maybe go out and run a few rounds at the plows. So this is the 565 5 bottom, and as we last remember, it needed tail wheel work and the bearings were out. So I've got new bearings for that. So I made a whole video about bearings here a while back, so check that out, I guess, if you need to see how tapered bearings work. But we're going to try to put the new bearings in here and get this thing back up on its wheel, because the weather's supposed to get bad again, and it'd just be a lot easier to be able to move it around like you're supposed to. I've dug around in my parts selection, and I think I found a moldboard that's going to work. I had two different ones, two different sizes I should say, and I don't like the way this one fits as well as I like the way that other one does. So we'll put it on, and got this, which is a good, I'd say it's a new one that's just been laying around here, but anyway, this one's not very good, so we're gonna put that on there. The points on this plow really don't look that bad. I think they will run another day, so we'll probably leave them alone and see how it works with those on there. But anyway, let's get this off of there and make sure our new bearings are what we want, and hopefully we can get this back up on its wheel. So one thing I'd like to do to this before we put the new races in it is I'd like to drill and tap it for a grease fitting, because this hub does not have a grease fitting, and I think that's kind of handy. Makes your bearings last longer if you grease them every so often. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and you get you a 1/8 inch pipe tap. You can get just about any hardware store or whatever. This one actually tells you that the drill size is 5/16, because obviously you want to drill a smaller hole than what your tap is, so you got somewhere to cut threads. So we're gonna get started here and see. Hopefully I've got a drill bit here that will cut, but I'll put you back up here and we'll get going. You also want to make sure when you're doing this, you need to feel in there and make sure you're not coming through anywhere important, like right where the race goes. So right about in there, I think we should be good. It feels like we got plenty of room. So we'll give it a try and see what happens. Well, my drill wasn't the sharpest, but it did work. So now we got to take our tap, screw it in there. Sometimes it takes a little bit of trick to get it started straight. I like an adjustable wrench for this job because you can tighten it right on the square. I do have a set of sockets that fits over these. That works too. But here in a minute it should grab and start to pull down in there. Pipe threads, if you don't know, are tapered, so the more you cut in, the bigger the hole's gonna get, and that's what seals pipe. So you gotta kind of use your judgment on this a little bit. Now this is more of a two-handed job now, because if you put too much pressure on one side, you can break these off. So I'm going to put you back up top. Okay, so that job is done. We got that put in there. Now we're ready to put in our races, and I guess we better double check this seal. I think that'll, yeah, that should work. And I can show you all the numbers here in a minute of what I used for this hub, but we'll put those in there and get them greased up and then put it on the plow. And here we go. Oh yeah, let's get that real dirty before we put that in there. There we go. So I talked a little bit in that last video about how you can use the old race to help you drive it in there. But if you got a lot of stuff going on that's the same size as the race, then you're going to get it stuck in there. So it's better to just go with a punch all the way around. And I need to get to a more solid place here because this ain't going to work up top. I'm going to try not to nick it up. I don't think I really am too bad. It might look shiny on there because I got grease all over this. Still not there yet. You'll be able to tell when you get it down in there. There, I think we're down. I'm gonna double check it, but looks like it. This one, we're actually going to pack the bearing, put it in, and then put the seal in, and then have to slide it on intact, because like in those plow cultures we did in another video, they had a seal made on the back side of the bearing, but these, we have to put the seal in, drive it in here, and then put it on. So we'll get there in a minute. Be sure to apply even pressure with your snap-on bearing driver and try to work all the way around. I'm trying to beat the sun going down, so otherwise I'd probably go get my actual bearing driver, but whatever. I gotta free up my stuck race here. I think are we there? No, surely not. What have we got going on here? Well, we might be. This race has hub what I'm trying to say, has a snap ring down in there to stop the race from going. And I'm not entirely sure that it didn't jump the groove. Now it's in the groove. Now, are we against it? I think we are. Okay. We're against it. We've got a grease Zerk put in. Let's go to packing some bearings, and then we'll mount it up. I should also mention that what you want to do is make sure you just get grease on everything. Don't, you know, go sparingly. Just make a total mess so that it's inconvenient. You got it all over yourself. We're going to try this for a seal driver. The old race again to the rescue. Because we need to go down in there over that and then not get it stuck. I think we really need to go just a shade more, and that's probably when we'll get it stuck, so probably should just switch to the punch. It's almost there, but I don't think the rubber is quite where it needs to be. So, a few more taps. I think we're down. I think we're starting to do more harm than good. But it's in there. It's slippery, so that's good. That's what you want, I guess. Oh yeah. It'll go. Now, we'll do this little feller. Hopefully it'll fit on the plow and we'll be in business. Okay, so we're going to try, one-handed as it may be, to put this on there. Get that on there all the way. I think it is. Put that on there. Then we need our heavy washer, which we have here, and castle nut, and we're gonna have to get a new cotter pin. I brought the assortment box along. Probably should have looked and made sure which way the hole was so that it would be easier, but there's no reason to do that. We don't like to do things the easy way. How tight are we? We're probably still need to go a little bit and then back her off. That's what I mentioned in that other video. I kind of like to do is tighten it down a little too much and then back it off just to make sure that you got everything seated, because it would be better to make sure that it's tight enough and doesn't jump or something. So we're getting probably too much. I think I see the hole there for the pin. It's right there. How are we doing here? I think that's probably where we're going to end up, but we'll tighten it down more, just to make sure we're pushed all the way back against there. There. That's too much. So now, oops. Right about there, I think. It's stiff from the grease because it's cold, but that turns freely. But it also has a little bit of preload, I guess you'd say. So I think that's what we want. I'm afraid if I loosen it up another notch, it's going to be too loose, but we can try that. Well, let's see about getting a cotter pin in there. What are the chances it'll be the first one I try? Not very good. And we're not lined up, so I need to figure that out. Do I need to go loose a little bit? No. Let's try it from this way. Is the hole plugged? What's our problem here? I got some junk out of it, I think. But that is not, I don't think that's the size we want. I think we want bigger. Which will probably be the one I don't have in the thing. Let's see about this. Oh yeah, that's what we want, except it's way, way too long. That's no problem. We can make things shorter. Can't make them longer. There we go. Really not an easy thing to do while holding a camera in one hand, but we'll make it work. Now, gotta do something about that tail and then put the cap on. I guess we could grease it before, but that seems like, you know, the right thing to do, so I don't know if we'll do that or not, but just a minute and we'll see about putting a wheel on. There we go. A few taps with the Milwaukee linesman hammer and it goes right in. So now we'll get a wheel on it, and then I think we can attempt to pick it back up on its wheel and be able to hook it up and move it around. So I was gonna take the 550 and load up the tire, go down there and put it on, but Dad came over, and so I stopped and talked to him, and the tractor's sitting there idling, and he said, "Boy, is that the tractor we got from Indianapolis?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That was a great purchase. That thing runs great." About then, it immediately stopped running. So now we're gonna put gas in it, and hopefully that's the only thing that it decided to do. But it's amazing how instantly, as soon as somebody bragged on it, it decided no more running, done. So we'll go ahead and do that, and this is probably where I'll leave you till next time, I guess. I still have to feed the cows for the evening, and so we'll probably call this a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.